Remember, everybody, it's Tuesday night somewhere, and that place is here. It's 7 o'clock. We're going live as we do every night, and today is no exception just because it's Tuesday. I've changed up my mic settings a little bit. Hopefully, my mic sounds a little bit better. We will see. Let's see what else we've got going on. Oh, we're going to have some music today. Good friend Dan Barry has allowed us to play his album behind our show. So I'm going to fire that up, and hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. That gives us a little something to listen to as we're going along. Dan Barry, by the way, this is his album called Mess of Cables. As many of our musicians are, they're out of work. They're struggling a little bit. So if you're able to, feel free to go and drop him a tip over at Venmo or PayPal. We put his name there in the stream so that you can do that. Craig says he's first. Yes, you are. That is the first person. So our first point goes to Craig. Oh, I've got to go get the actual score stuff. I got to get the score things. I will be right back. Let me go look. Okay, no, wait, I'm back. I've got our scoring sheet here, which is of the highest quality and technology. It's just, we just put scores there. Steam says first, but unfortunately Craig beat him to it. So Craig got the first point of the night. We have broken the ice that quickly, that soon, which is great. That's good. So Craig, 1 point just for being here first. Now I have to remember all of the things that I have to do when I don't have a helper. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Robert says first and smelt it. That's true. If you smelt it, you dealt it. All right. So Tuesday, how is everybody braving yet another week of all of this? It's still on the crazy side. I realize that we were looking at some of the protests people are having. Obviously, people are feeling pretty frustrated about things. And I thought it was interesting that for the first time we could literally solve the problem by staying at home and complaining about it on the internet. And we can't do that. We can't even get that right. So, unfortunately, we'll see if it results in any upticks in anything, but hopefully it's over sooner than later, and everybody can go back to being happy, because I don't think anybody is. Brian also says first. You're not first, Brian. Craig is first. You just don't see all of the chats before you. Trey is here. Brian is here. This is good. Good. We're getting up to numbers. You know what? Let's get started. And before we do, music's a little loud. All right, that's fine. I can turn music down. How's that? I'm trying all these things for the first time, so I'm learning as I go. Is the mic sounding better? I've tried to alter that a little bit. It felt, as I went and listened to some of the older episodes, it seemed like it was a little overdriven, so I feel like it's better now, possibly. I think I've tracked down what that problem might be, and then I've added some music. Can you still hear the music? You can barely hear me. Okay, so I need to turn up the me a little bit, is what I'm hearing. That's the thing. I mean, that's really nice of you to say. I really do appreciate that, because you could have said, whatever you do, please do not turn you up. And then you wouldn't have been wrong. There wouldn't have been anything wrong with that. All right, so I'm turning up the mic here. I'm going to go about here with the microphone. Is that a good mix for music? For music and my voice? Is either too ridiculous in any way? Music, by the way, as I said before, music's by Dan Barry, good friend of ours who's been on the podcast before. This is his album, Mess of Cables. It's available up on Spotify and things like that. And so if you can, he is a musician. Musicians right now having a rough time of it because there's not a lot that they can do. Usually make a lot of money from playing out and things like that. So go check him out. Venmo and PayPal, Dan Barry Music. drop them a buck or something if you can afford it. Obviously, we're all going through tough times. So yeah, that was good. So it's a good mix now. Good. I want to make sure that we're at that. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate it. I'm running solo today, so we'll see how well it goes. I don't have my help, which is usually better when I have help. It's better when I have help, if we're being honest. So for those that are just joining us and never seen us before, Another Wasted Hour is a podcast of mine. It's available on all of your podcast places. I won't go into it. Go download it. It's a lot of fun. Does some trivia. Does some wacky news. It also does local musicians from the DC area. We play some of their music and get to know them. And so you get exposed to music you probably wouldn't be exposed to, and it's very good music. And so Dan Barry, one of the guys that's been on our podcast, and since we can't have people in studio for our podcast, we thought, what if we did a little bit of streaming and went the trivia way so that everybody could be part of it. And so now we do this at 7 o'clock every night. You can come join us. You put your answer in the chat there. We ask a question. You have 60 seconds to answer, and you get 1 point if you get it right. You get 2 points if you get it right first, and if you decide that you don't want to go for a real point, you can go for a style point by just basically writing something ridiculous that I find entertaining. So yeah, those are the rules. We're going to take all the points, the real points, well, the make-believe internet points, and we are going to calculate them at the end of the show. The winner gets an acceptance speech that they can make, and bragging rights for until the next show, obviously tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then we're going to take all of those points together and put them in a great big bucket. Whoever has the most at the end of the week will get an Another Wasted Hour t-shirt free. Couple other ways that you can get points that we just started this week. If you are the first person to jump into the chat and say the word first, which was Craig today, you get a point for that. And also, if you share the show, and by share the show at the top of this particular stream, if I go into the stream itself, if I wade into the stream and look at the top, you will see, let me go and open it here and turn myself down. If at the top it says shares, you'll see shares at the top. So we already got shares by Trey, Craig, Robert, and Isis. So we'll tally all of those points up at the end, since you can share it throughout the show. You may be hesitant because you're not sure what you're watching yet. So yeah, that's basically how everything works. So we're up to 12 people already. Let's start with question number 1. In the movie E.T., the extraterrestrial, E.R., which I think is wrong. I think that's supposed to be E.T. I'm going to fix it. I think that was supposed to be E.T. I think Caitlin made a typo, because I'm going to say like that. There, look, I fixed it. E.T. eats a Reese's Pieces, but what beer did he drink? All right, so there was not only Reese's Pieces, but also a beer. 60 seconds on the clock. Which beer did E.T. drink along with his Reese's Pieces? All right, let's see. Anybody else join us? Jason is here. Good. Glad to have you here. Let's see. I think it was more of the music was too loud to hear Keith, but now we've got it. We're nailing it. This is good. I went a little higher or a little lower. Robert says, so we style point you're laughing or what you think Caitlin would laugh at. Make it entertaining. If you bring entertainment, I might be a little loose with the style points. I want a little bit of originality. That's what I'm looking for. Some originality, right? And then and some creativity. You bring that, and if it's entertaining for the show, I will give you a point for that. 10 seconds left on the clock. Jason says, it's like American QI. Quite interesting. If you don't know the answer, say the funniest thing you can come up with. That's fair. And as Trey has pointed out, we did have a question about the Parthenon, which the Acropolis on which the Parthenon sits. None of the lines are straight. There are no straight lines. Is that what it was? So time is up. Let's take a look at who got it right. Let's see. Let's take the chat up here. Starting at the top, I've got Robert with Miller. We've got Jason with Pabst Blue Ribbon, which doesn't seem likely, but maybe. Jenny says Bud Light. Trey says Coors. Brian says Bud, not Bud Light, but the Budweiser, I assume. Oh, Christian D's joined us. Hello. Isis says Space Jam. Space Jam the beer. That's a type of jam, not a type of beer. It's Space Jam beer. Is that a thing? Christina says Corona. Steven says Michelob. And Craig says Delirium Tremens. I don't even know what that means. Is that another Harry Potter reference? Seriously, did you just put another one in there and we're just starting on a whole nother road of Harry Potter references? Let's look back and see what the answer was. It looks like the answer is Coors. And that means not only with the only guess of Coors, but the first guess of Coors is Trey. Trey gets 2 points out of that one. Let's see. 2 points for Trey. Why is Trey? Trey, you're not on this list. Were you not here yesterday? How is that possible? I don't know. I feel like I'm going to add you, and then I will see your name here in a second and feel silly. All right, 2 points. There it is. Seriously, Trey, you weren't here last week or last night? I am surprised. Space Jam is such an underrated movie. Also, Delirium Tremens is a very tasty beer. It is a type of beer, is it? I've never heard of that. It sounds like some type of space animal that you shouldn't allow mate. That's what it sounds like to me. Don't let the Delirium Tremens near each other. They will populate the entire spaceship. Corona came out in 98, Chris. That sounds like random words. Corona came out in 98. That's what you're saying. I see what it was. Okay. Isis, there is a friend of ours who would agree with you. Yeah, so she posts fairly extensively about how great Space Jam is as a movie. Trey said, "Oh, missed yesterday because riding ran long." Because ran long. Ran long is a hard thing to say. And it's weird because it looks like you both rode and ran at the same time. Delirium Tremens is both a delicious beer and the name of several withdrawals from alcohol. And the name for severe withdrawal from alcohols. I got you. Christina says, shocker, Trey got the point. When this is all over, come out to Leesburg and check out Delirium Cafe. Is that a particularly good cafe? You're random, Rob. Delirium's a bar I visited in Brussels with the most number of beers on tap in the world. I'm going to pop out and pop back in, so maybe I see more comments. You can definitely do that. As we know, some people won't see comments that are other people's comments if you're not friends or connected. It's a privacy thing on Facebook. So if any of you would like me to be able to put in the chat your name so that people can look you up and friend you, if you want to be friends with other people, let me know, and I'll copy your name and put it in the chat for people so they can connect with you. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2. What 2 things make up the British dish, the toad in the hole? You need both things. Please, just one comment with both the 2 ingredients. Makes it a lot easier in my life. 60 seconds on the clock. We need both of those 2 ingredients. And make sure that you get them both. So 2 things that make up the British dish, the toad in the hole. Toad in the hole. All right, 40 seconds left on the clock. By the way, our music today, again, by Dan Barry, good friend. He was on the podcast, I think I think it was last year. Last year, I think he came on. And I think he was actually promoting this album, the Mess of Cables album. So we've got that going on in the background. I'll put up the information on how to support him again if you want to throw him $1 or $2. musicians are in a tight spot right now, and it's appreciated. You don't have to. I know we're all dealing with our own things, but if you happen to have the luxury of being able to do it, it is appreciated. We've got 5 seconds left on the clock. Everyone, get your answers in. We need those two different things, two different ingredients. All right, time is up. Let's take a look and see what we've got. At the top, at least it was in 2014. Oh, okay. Trey says egg and toast. Heather says bread and egg. Robert says frog and dirt. Steam says put me in the chat. Sure, put me in the chat. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put his name in the chat. So if you wanna meet up with Steam, you can send a friend request to Steam there. On Facebook, and he will be available. Kristen D says eggs and toast. Nikki Rubin says eggs, egg and bread. Bread and egg, says Steven. Craig says egg and toast. Jenny says egg and bread. Isis, milk, steak, and jelly beans. That's milk, steak, and jelly beans. Is it milk, steak, and jelly beans, or is milk steak a thing? Because that sounds horrible too. I assume it's just a steak that is somehow marinated in milk. I'll give you a style point for that. That sounds disgusting. Christina says beans and toast. Brian goes with eggs and toast. Robert says friend me bitches. Let me put Robert here in the chat as well so you can all be friends with him. So make sure to be friends so that you can all see everything. Jason says a toad and a mound of mashed potatoes. Also a style point. You would think toad in the hole would actually have something to do with a toad. So that seems like a fair guess. It looks like nobody got it right, though. According to me, according to this, sausage and Yorkshire pudding is actually the British dish of toad in the hole. So if people feel like that is wrong, Robert, I'm going to give you a style point as well. He says frog and dirt. I missed that a little earlier. So you get a style point for that. It's a missed steak. Oh, I see. Unfortunately, sausage and Yorkshire pudding. That is what it is in Britain. I think it might be different here in the United States, and that might be what caught us off guard. Interestingly enough. Let's see. So once again, I wanted to put this up here. I told you I would. Dan Barry, Mess of Cables. Venmo or PayPal's where you can put some money there. Dan Barry Music. Good dude. Definitely worth supporting. Making great music. You can hear it in the background here. I think that means we're in our third question. And so far only 3 points awarded. 2 for the first question. 1 for just saying first. And none for that second question. So let's go to the third question. Third question is, this is a multi-part one, so you can have 3 guesses. Any one that you get gets a point. Okay, so up to 3 points total. But whoever gets all 3 first gets the extra point, the bonus point. Name 3 baseball movies with Kevin Costner released between 1985 and 2000. Try and put those all in one chat for me. 60 seconds on the clock. We need 3 movies about baseball that had Kevin Costner in them that were released between 1985 and 2000. Each correct answer will get you 1 point, total of 3 points that you can get. And if anyone gets all 3 correct, the first person will get that 4th point. We'll get the extra bonus point for being first. So it looks like we've got about 35 seconds left on the clock. No answers in yet. This is a tough one. There's a lot of typing involved. I might throw another 30 seconds in here just so that everybody has a chance to be able to type everything out in a legible way. So we've got 20 seconds left, but I'm going to throw another 30 seconds after this just because there's a lot of typing. So let's look what we've got coming in. Again, name 3 baseball movies with Kevin Costner released between 1985 and 2000. No, just put them all in one. Put them all in one thing. Some people are just doing one guess. All right, 30 seconds left. I've added 30 seconds so everybody gets a chance to to type this out because it is a long answer, 3 different movies. So 20 seconds left. Get those in. You could get as many as 4 points from this question alone, which would put you out ahead. Let's see, 10 seconds left. Get those answers. Jason says, all I can think of is vulgar porn names for Kevin Costner movies, so I think I'll just be over here being quiet for this one. Jason, you get a style point for that. I appreciate you letting us into your mind. That is super entertaining. All right, time is up. So let's start at the top and see if anybody got them. Let's see. For the love of the game, Bull Durham and Field of Dreams is what Trey says. He came in first with his answers. And here's the thing. All of those are correct. Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, For the Love of the Game are the 3 that came out during that time period. So that means he's going to get not only the 3 points, but the bonus 4th point. So tremendous lead for Trey now. Let's see. Let's get those down. 4 points. So he's at 6 points already for the night. Kristen goes with Field of Dreams and Bull Durham. Those are 2 correct ones. So let's see. Yeah, you definitely get 2, right? Field of Dreams and Bull Durham. 2 points there. Nikki went with Field of Dreams. 1 point for Nikki. I think I have to write her down. I'm not seeing Nikki on here. She didn't join us yesterday, which makes our lives so much more difficult. No, we're glad to have you. I'm kidding. Nikki also went with Bull Durham. Had to separate them out into different comments to throw me off. I like it. Brian went with Field Dreams, Bull Durham, and The Love of the Game. Brian, very good. Got all 3 points. Robert says Field of Dreams, Love of the Game. Robert comes in with 2 points. Robert's got 2 points. Let's see. Steam says Bull Durham, Field of Dreams also gets those 2 points. Those are the most popular of the answers, it looks like. Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, I feel like people are getting the most of. Craig said League of Their Own. Unfortunately, not a League of Their Own. Great movie, but not true. Field of Dreams. Bull Durham, Baseball the movie. Baseball the movie. I'm going to not count that one and just do your first 3 guesses. And you did get Field of Dreams and Bull Durham. For somebody that hates all sports ball, that's pretty good that you got 2 out of 3. So apparently you don't mind sports ball movies is what we're finding out. Isis goes with Balls of Fury, Basketball, and The Neverending Story. None of them had to do, I think maybe none of them had to do with baseball, and none of them had Kevin Costner. I give you a style point for failing so miserably at that task. Heather went with Field of Dreams, Bill Durham, which I believe, isn't that the ventriloquist? I feel like that's the ventriloquist with Peanut and League of Their Own. So I don't know. I think you were going to go. I think you were saying Bull Durham. You were so close. I'm going to give that to Heather. Heather's going to get both of those. Let's see. Do we have a Heather on our list yet? No, it does not. Heather. I'm going to write it like a crazy person. All right. So 2 points on that one. Go Trivia Trey. I know he's very good. Craig's cheating. He wouldn't have known a sports movie if it smacked him on his ass. I'm very concerned how he knew this. The Neverending Story had baseball in it. Did it? I don't even remember baseball in it. I guess maybe just at the school when he was being chased home or something like that. Or I don't remember that. All right, so those were all of it. Jeff Dunham. Okay, Jeff Dunham. It was close. I was thinking that it was maybe that. And so that was quite a spread of points there. We've got some people who are now up on the board. Good. I'm glad we've got a little bit of competition for Trey. So let's move on to question number 4. This is going to be a closest question. Once again, closest is if the answer, for instance, is 5. Whoever gets 5 gets a point. If nobody gets 5, then anyone who gets 4 or 6, if they guess 4 or 6, you would both get points. Okay? So let's go with question number 4, which is how many degrees off axis does the Earth tilt? How many degrees off axis does the Earth tilt? All right, 60 seconds on the clock. We need the number of degrees that the Earth is off axis. What's the tilt of the Earth off axis? So all you math nerds out there, you've complained about all of the sports trivia, and now you have your chance to shine. You have an opportunity to show that big brain of yours and tell us how many degrees off axis is the Earth's tilt. Listen to a little Dan Barry here. All right, 15 seconds left on the clock. Get your answers in. Let's see if we have any guesses in here. Steven says 69. Yes, anything that has to do with the number. Isis goes with 42. Steam goes with 69. You did not disappoint, but I need creativity. You know what? I'm gonna give a style point for Robert, who went with pi, just because the Earth is round, right? So there's a chance. It's a bit of a long haul that you'd think that it would be the exact tilt as a circle, but I will give you a style point for that. All right, let's take a look down the list and see what we've got. Heather went with 27, Jenny 5, Trey with 7, Brian with 22, Kristen with 13, Craig has 8, Christina did 3.111145999999. Not sure what that's a reference to, but it doesn't seem like it's correct. Nikki went with 23.5, very specific. Jason went with 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a different scale. I'll give you a style point for that, though. You went with a different degree. I like that through. Trey says, didn't think that through. Isis says in Clerks, she sucks 37 dicks. The final answer, 37. You know what? I'll give you a style point for that. It's at least creative. I'm going to give you it's a new number we haven't heard. Trey says, in a row? Yeah, exactly. Try not to suck any dicks on the way out to the parking lot. The actual answer, somebody got it. Someone actually nailed it exactly. So that person not only gets a point, but gets the bonus point because they were the first one to answer it. That's Nikki Rubin. Nikki got it. 23.5 degrees. Look at that. Who would have thought? That is not something that I've got locked in my head, but nice job. I would have gotten that very, very wrong. So 2 points for Nikki, up to 4 points now. Coming in second, strong. Trying to give Trey a run for his money. So let's take a look at answer number 5. All right, here we go. What two rap artists made Cognac popular again with their song Pass the Cavassier? So 2 rap artists had a song, this very popular song called Pass the Cavassier, and that brought Cognac back into vogue and made it popular again. Who were those 2 rappers? 60 seconds on the clock. We need both of them in the same chat there, same thing. Let's get it. Heather went with Kid and Play. I don't think that's it. I feel like it may be newer, maybe a newer group. It could be wrong, but I feel like that's the case. What 2 rap artists made Cognac popular again with their song Pass the Cavassier? And that's how you spell Cavassier. It's weird. It's super weird. Super weird to spell. Once again, let's go to our home here. Music is by Dan Barry, Mess of Cables. You can go check this out if you're enjoying the music. It's up on Spotify. You can listen to it for free. You know, that's an option. You can go buy some music, probably on Bandcamp or something like that. 10 seconds left. Get your answers in. But you can also help him out. Throw him $1 at Venmo or PayPal at Dan Barry Music. You can do a Google search for him and go give him a like or a follow. You know how to use Google. I feel like you can make this happen. Let's take a look at the answers because time is up. We're going to the chat. Our first answer in was Heather with Kid and Play. Which is, I don't believe true. I don't think that was them. I don't think they were big into drinking. I feel like that wasn't their wheelhouse. I could be wrong. Let's see. Dr. Drew and Snoop Dogg. Dr. Drew and Snoop Dogg. Dr. Drew being the doctor who talks about, like, he was in Loveline and talks about sex and addiction and stuff like that. Dr. Drew. Not to be confused with Dr. Dre, I assume. Trey says Hennessy and Hein, one of which is, I don't know if Hennessy is actually a rapper or not, but I think is a type of cognac. I don't know who Hein is. Isis says Drunky and Turnt. Drunky and Turnt. The great rap duo, Drunky and Turnt. That is not true, but I'll give you a style point for Drunky and Turnt. Jason says Betty White and Martha Stewart. Also not true, but would be amazing to see a cover. I would watch that all day. Betty White and Martha Stewart doing Pass the Cavassier. Steam says Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. No, again, more child related. That was more kids. There was like Nightmare on My Street. Parents just don't understand. Not a lot of drinking Cavassier. Brian goes with P. Diddy and Pharrell, which I believe is Pharrell. But I like your spelling. It's very good. So this is an all or nothing answer, just so everybody knows. You have to have both of them to win this one. Nikki goes with Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy. Okay. And Craig goes with Thomas Morvella Riddle and Dolores Umbridge. So we're just going all in, pushing all your chips to the center when it comes to Harry Potter references. You get one style point for Dolores Umbridge because we haven't heard that before, and then I take it away because of Thomas Morvella Riddle, which you just say all the time and is not creative at all anymore. Isis says I have one of their albums and love it. Both are brands of cognac. Okay, that's what I had a feeling that might be the case. They are not rappers, though. The actual answer, someone did get it. Again, making a run at it. Nikki got 2 more points. Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy. Brian, you were really close. It wasn't, I think Pharrell might have been in the video for it, but I don't believe, but he wasn't actually credited with the song itself. I think maybe he helped produce it or something. But the 2 rappers were actually P. Diddy and Busta Rhymes. So 2 points for Nikki. This is quickly becoming a 2-horse game. A 2-horse race here. You got Trey and Nikki now tied up at 6 apiece. Isis says, but Wu-Tang is for the children. I don't know if that's. They're Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart of their day. they are. That's exactly what they are. You've never heard Will Smith's 90s stuff if you think it's for the children. Isis, guess what? Will Smith's 90s stuff wasn't the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. So DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince was earlier, and that was not his more, but he also doesn't swear, so, either way. But yeah, I agree. He became more adult in theme later in his career. But, all right, let's see. Jenny is now just throwing epithets at Trey. There's going to be a fight here. She's like, let's do this. Let's just go to fisticuffs. All right, let's go. Let's see. What are we to now? Which one are we at now? 6? Are we at 6 already? I feel like that's, yeah, I think we're at 6. So 5 down, everybody. 5 down. Trey says, bring it. All right. Yeah, Trey is technically in second place alphabetically. I think that's how we do that, right? So Nikki is in first place because N becomes before Trey, before T for Trey. So 6 points each for Nikki and Trey. They're tied at first place. Then we've got some second placers. Brian, center. Craig with 3 points. 2 points each for Steam, for Kristen D, and Robert, and Heather. So if your points differ from what I've got, that's probably likely because I'm not good at pointing like Caitlin is. So we're making do, people. We're going to make do. Let's take a look at question number 6. The question here is, what author penned Wuthering Heights? What author penned the book Wuthering Heights? 60 seconds on the clock. I will give an extra point. I'm going to go with an extra bonus point. You don't get the first point, but if you can name a famous artist who has a song named Wuthering Heights, I will also give you a point for that. So 1 point if you get the author who wrote Wuthering Heights, and then 1 point for the musical artist who wrote a song called Wuthering Heights. There you go. That makes it challenging. 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's go back and music by Dan Barry. That's always good if you are enjoying. We've got about 15 people watching, so that could be a whole $15. Somebody's up on YouTube and not saying anything. Hi, YouTuber. All right. Time is up. Let's start at the top. We've got Emily Bronte. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Robin Williams, Emily Bronte, Shel Silverstein, the Postal Service, which is his guess for artist. Emily Bronte. I'm just going to do the name of the author for now. Someone with crippling agoraphobia. All right, Jason, you get agoraphobia. You get a point there. And let's see, Emily Bronte by Brian Anton Lavelle. So, all right. It looks like we've got all of our answers in. The correct answer is Emily Bronte. So we've got points going out. Our first correct answer went out to Heather. Heather was first in. Let me go to the chat and everybody can see things. So Heather was the first one into the chat with the correct answer. So Heather, 2 points for you. Now going into second place with 4 points. Ooh, strong move. Robin Williams did not write that. I'm not sure how it would. That wasn't a connection. I feel like there needs to be some type of connection there. I didn't get that one. Nikki says Emily Bronte. Nikki gets a point, is in first place right now, and then Trey gets a point and ties it back up. So that was very short-lived. That first place, just for a moment, you got to taste it. Let's see, who else? Kristen gets a point, 3 points there. And let's see, Steam gets a point, 3 points for him. And Brian also got a point. Good call. All right, so those are all the ones. Now we're going to go to the bonus question. This was one I just knew off the top of my head, so I wanted to see if anybody else also knew. And so let's go down and see who made guesses for this. Craig said the Postal Service. That is not correct. Heather says Kate MF Bush, or Kate motherfucking Bush, which is absolutely correct. Heather gets another point for that one. Heather, now 5 points. Kate Bush. Steam also got Kate Bush, a 4th point for him. Nikki got Kate Bush, pulls ahead of Trey. Trey didn't guess, so that means Emily's right now ahead of Trey, everyone. Oh my goodness, the takedown is happening. And nobody else. Anton LaVey, no, nobody else. Anton LaVey wrote the Satanic Bible. See, things I didn't know offhand. All right, this has been a changing of the guard kind of question. Kate Bush, that song is terrible, but during my Bronte phase, I listened to it religiously. I agree. You know what, Heather, There's a really great song, I think, from Kate Bush called Running Up That Hill, which I think is a better song. I really like that. What did I say? You mean Nikki? Yes, Nikki. Why am I not using Google Sheets? You would be surprised how crazy my screen looks right now. So switching between things would actually be even harder, I think. This is just as quick, I believe, but we'll see. Caitlin started it, and so I've got all the things from the previous week here. So I didn't want to have to rewrite it and everything, and I've got other things that I'm trying to do in terms of making the show better. So I had to go find music, and I had to get all the questions into the the stream so that you can read them. So I was a little lost for time since I was alone on this one. So unfortunately, not this time. Maybe we will do it in the future. Let's move on. I think question 7 now. Question 7. What does the Dutch word for aardvark literally translate to in English? So if you were to say aardvark in Dutch, what would they think you were talking about? What would be the English equivalent of that, I guess, is what we're going for. 60 seconds on the clock. So this is, these are one of those things where I think the Chinese symbol for movie is actually electric shadow. It's two words combined. Think of it like that. So we're looking for aardvark and what the Dutch word aardvark actually means, not what it obviously now it stands for a type of animal. So yeah, we need that. About 30 seconds left on the clock. Get your answers in. Tuesday has been throwing people for a loop. Monday, a bunch of people got a lot of points, and then Tuesday has been a little trickier. Again, for those joining us, we do this every night at 7 o'clock. You can get points by either getting the correct answer in the chat in the time allotted. Being the first person gets you a bonus point if you get the question correct. You can also share the show on Facebook and get a point there. You can also, and then if you're the first person into the chat, when we go live, you get a point just for that. A way to be able to cheat on that is on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch. You'll want to subscribe and set notifications so that it lets you know when we go live. That's your best chance of getting that first point. Let's start from the top because time is up, and let's see what the answers are. Brian goes with tank. It's the tank. An aardvark is a tank. I like that. All right, you love that you made them readable for the hard of hearing. No problem. I thought that would be a nice change. So we are going to, I figured that would be, make the world a better place for folks. It makes it easier to read and see, and people were missing it, so this is good. Tank. Robert says, fuck, you're a dog. That's what it means in Dutch. It's just fuck, you're a dog. Robert, you get a style point for that. There's no way that's what it meant. Trey says mini tank. It's just like Brian's answer, but smaller. Steam says anteater. Kristen goes anteater. This is weird that two people came up with the same answer. Both another animal. No, that's not. That is not true. It is neither of those. Whole tongue rimmer, good for ants and great for everything else too. I don't know. Is an aardvark particularly ant-eating? Is that the same thing? I thought an anteater was different than an aardvark. I feel like those are two different things. Anteaters have the big long nose, and and aardvarks are a little more scaly, right? Aren't they? Am I wrong on that? I feel like anteaters more hairy, aardvarks more scaly. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. Isis says, whole tongue rimmer, good for ants and great for everything else too. Isis, I'll give you a point, a style point for that. Craig says Nosy McGee. That is not correct, but a style point for you. Nikki says earth pig, an earth pig. Interesting combination of the words earth and pig, which would be any pig really if you think about it. All pigs are just earth pigs. Craig, are you regretting the 37 different ways people can earn points yet now that you're flying solo? No, this is great. Isis says aardvark have great tongues. Armadillos are the tanky ones. Okay, all right. I was wrong on that, I guess. So let's see. Are they armadillos are the tanky ones? But then I assume that aardvarks are the mini tanky ones. Is that how you're thinking? All right. The actual answer was somebody got it right. One person got it right. And this is going to be very disappointing for some people. But the correct answer is Earth Pig. Nikki got another one. 2 more points. Not just the correct answer, but the correct first answer. 10 points now go to Nikki for the night. This is, he's starting to leave Trey in the dust, which it rarely ever happens. So I don't know. There might be a fight that happens here. This could be good. We might have to send a T-shirt to another person the end of this week, which I'm excited about. All right, let's go to question number 8. Question number 8. Dustin Hoffman won an Academy Award for his role in Rain Man and what other movie? So this is not that he got nominated. He actually won the Academy Award for his role in Rain Man and what other movie? So one other movie is what we need. 60 seconds on the clock. Nikki says they look like mini hunched over kangaroos. Okay, well then I was way wrong on that. Is there a difference between an anteater and an aardvark, or are they the same thing, just 2 different ways of like referring to them? That's, I think, just to help everyone, we need that. I think so. So we need that information. All right, let's see if we can get the answers in. You hear some music in the background there. Let me go home. That is Dan Barry. Dan Barry. That's right, Dan Barry. Go check him out. Mess of Cables is the album that we're listening to. He's on Venmo and PayPal, Dan Barry Music, if you want to throw him a tip, because it's pretty tough for musicians right now. So we would appreciate that, obviously. All right. There we go. Let's see. Let's start at the top. Check out the chat here. At the top, we've got Trey says Tootsie. Brian says Tootsie. Robert says Rain Man 2. Not a movie. I'll give you a style point for making it up, though. Heather goes with Tootsie. Nikki goes with Kramer versus Kramer. Craig goes To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Which I don't know that he was in. I think you're thinking of Tootsie, where he dresses like a woman. Isis says Sexy Teacher 3. Not the answer, but a style point for you. Rain Man 2, The Hurricane. Says Trey. Missed the question, but going with Tootsie. How did you miss the question? It was sitting there for like 30 seconds just on your screen. I'm trying to solve that exact problem. Jason says his homemade porn video. Apparently his faked orgasm is a classic. All right, Jason, you get a style point as well. You're going head to head with Isis, I can tell. You're trying to take that crown. Somebody did get this correct. I wanted to look this up because I was thinking that it might have been one answer and it isn't. So the correct answer, only one person got it. Nikki again with Kramer versus Kramer. The only one to get it right. 2 points for Nikki. Tootsie. A lot of people guessed Tootsie. Great guess. He was nominated for Best Actor in Tootsie, but didn't win. He didn't actually win the Academy Award for that. If you go up to the Wikipedia, I was just checking it out. The film was nominated for 10 Academy Awards. Jessica Lange was the only winner for Best Supporting Actress. Everybody else didn't win for Tootsie. A lot of nominations, only one win. So I was pretty surprised by that as well. I did not realize that was the case. So that's pretty cool. All right. A commanding lead now by Nikki. We only got a couple questions to be able to try and catch her. This is our 9th question, which means it is our penultimate question. That's correct. Our penultimate question. I know that you said that sitting at home. You said that. You mumbled it to yourself. Don't worry. I trust you. Question number 9. In Egyptian mythology, who is the sister of Osiris and an underworld goddess? In Egyptian mythology, who is the sister of Osiris and an underworld goddess? We need to know this. This is a song called Money by Dan Barry, by the way, that we're listening to in the background. It's good. I like the music. It keeps things, it fills the spaces in between a little bit. And I think it gives us a nice beat to go with. This is good. All right, so we need the action. We need the answers in the chat. We've got about 30 seconds left. Jason actually said penalty question. Yes, it is the penalty question. Steam went with Caitlin O'Dwyer, which is his go-to. I'm not giving you a style point for that. I've seen you do it before. I need more than that. Heather said, literally yelled at my 5-year-old, who's now very, very confused. Your 5-year-old is learning trivia. It's learning now vocabulary. It's important. All right, time's up. Let's start at the top and see what people got. Trey went with ISIS, which is ironic because ISIS may not have gone with ISIS. So you think it's ISIS. No, that is a person who comes on the show and just makes sex jokes. You guys, you know her. Craig says ISIS. Heather says Ra. Our God is the sun god. Our God is the fun god. Ra, ra, ra. Kate Beckinsale, says Jason. Not true, but might be. Might, in my own mind, that could be a goddess, that's for sure. So I'll give you a style point for that one. Osiris is what you said. Osiris was the sister, so you can't be your own sister, Nikki. You can't. That would be weird if you're your own sister. Who is the sister of Osiris and an underworld goddess? You can't, unless they're connected in some way. Christine says Ursula. Robert says Hades. Good. Isis says Queen of Denial. I love the pentagram question. Queen of Denial. I'll give you a style point for this. I'm also going to give Isis a point for this because the answer is Isis. You should have gotten this right, and just by posting your name, you did. So you get one real point for this as well. The first person to get the answer in, Trey, making a run at Nikki here. 2 points for Trey. Looks like Craig also gets a point at 4 now for him. Let's see. Also, that's it. Those are the folks who got it. Trey. Is that right? I thought I had one more. Trey and Craig. All right. Those are the ones. Damn it, Keith. I was making a cinema related joke. The Underworld franchise. No, I get it. I get it. You associate her with the Underworld. I understand. I forgot to give a point to Isis. I think we all can agree that if the answer is Isis, we should probably give a point to Isis. So I'm just going to put her down. Isis. Isis gets 1 point just for being Isis. All right. Last one of the night. Last question of the night, everybody. This is your chance to be able to make up some points here. I don't know. It looks like Nikki is out of reach right now, but Trey did share the show. I know that, so there's a point on the board there that we haven't counted yet. So this could end up in a tie still. We're going to take a look. This could be a photo finish. We're going to do our last question and see how it turns out. Question number 10, the final question of the night. What well-known product was advertised as 99.44% pure, or 99 4400% pure, which is not really how I would say it. I feel it was like really 99.44% pure. That's how I remember it, at least. What was the name of that product? Jason says ISIS exists. Give me a point. God damn you. Wait, did you say? You didn't say ISIS. You didn't. You don't get a point. She just gets it for being who she is. Trey says, I was waiting for you to answer like this, just with an arrow to your own name. Yeah, I was surprised. Should I have said me? Yeah, of course. You are a goddess of the underworld, right? I feel that that's fair. Is that not true? Jason's gonna have to go with Betty White. You know what? I don't think she was ever advertised as 99.44% pure, but I think it's true. I believe she is actually 99.44% pure. So I will give you a style point for that, because I think underneath it all, you were correct. All right, 25 seconds left. Get your answers in. Let's see who has it all. Let's see. Lots of similar answers. Lots of very similar answers. Let's see who gets it right. 10 seconds left to get your answer in. If I'm Nikki, I would just be writing whatever Trey wrote, and then he can't beat me. That would have been my strategy. All right. Time is up. Let's take a look at what the answers here are. We're going with, let's see, top of the chat. Top of the chat, or bottom of the chat for you folks, I think. Steven McCracken got Ivory Soap and got it first. 2 points for Steam. Coming on strong at the end. 6 points for the night before we start looking at shares or anything like that. So this is a strong night, Steam, for you. Trey, also Ivory Soap. Second, though, so just 1 point for you. You're at 10. Heather, you've got 1 point. Got Ivory Soap as well. Kristen D, you've got Ivory Soap. Where's Kristen D? I've already given you points before. 4 points for you. Jason went with Betty White. Jenny went with Ivory Soap. A point for Jenny. Gets on the board at the last second. Jenny, nicely under the wire. I love it. Robert goes bottles of beer on the shelf. That's what's pure. Bottles of beer on the shelf are 99.44% pure. I'll give you a style point for 99.44 bottles of beer on the shelf. Sure, you get a style point. Brian goes with Ivory Soap. He remembers. Nikki goes with soap. With just soap. I can't accept soap. It's too general. There were other soaps that went with other things. It had to be Ivory Soap. Craig went with Ivory Soap because why not? A 5th point for him. That'll be my last time guessing Betty White, even if the answer is to the actual question. All right. The answer for the last question is me again. That is not true. You're like 0.44% pure. That if you take off the 99, I would agree with you, but ISIS definitely not 99.44% pure. Not a sense. Let's see. Marilyn Chambers appeared on the Ivory Snowbox pre-porn. Do not to do pure anymore. All right. Let's see. Hashtag no kink shaming 2020. I have used Ivory Soap my entire life, says Steam. Oh, good. Once a week if you need it or not, right? If you saw Betty White on the old Match Game, you wouldn't think she was that pure. She's pure Betty White, though. She is a pure national treasure, Trey. How dare you? No, I've got 3. I got bulk Durham. Really? Okay. Bull Durham. All right. I'll give you the other 2. I don't know how I missed that. Let's see. Isis says, I'm just glad there's no geography because I'm tired of typing the word Chile. Yeah, you are. Bull Durham and Field of Dreams. Field-eyed dreams. We're going to come back tomorrow and answer a question that's legitimately going to be Betty White. You just watch. It might be. All right, so let's go down the list. Your winner tonight, everyone, Nikki pulls ahead of Trey, gets it with 12 points. Oh, no, wait. I lied. I have to go check the shares first. Totally forgot to do that. Let's take a look at the overall shares. There's 5 of them. Jason gets a point for sharing. Jason on the board. Let's see. Is that the first point there? Jason, yeah. All right, Jason with his first point of the week. Heather gets a point. Does not pull ahead of Nikki with that, unfortunately. But Isis gets a point for sharing. Isis with 2 points. That might be a career high for Isis. There's a chance. Let's also, whoever has style points, let's put those in the chat as well. See if we can compare those. Robert also gets a point for sharing up on Facebook. We appreciate it. 3 points for Robert there. Trey comes in with a point. Ooh, gets it close. Craig gets a point for sharing. Look at that. All right. Those are all our shares. I even forgot to share it today. I should have, but that's okay. So here's the rundown on points. I was correct. Nikki with the win by only 1 point. By 1 point. So there you go. So, yeah, she got 12 points. Trey came in second with 11 points. Almost caught up. Just if he had gotten Ivory Soap one answer earlier, just before Steam, he would have tied it up. That would have been very exciting, but did not do it. Looks like we've got third place is Heather. Heather with 7 points. Then we've got Craig and Steam tied at 6 points. We've got Brian with 5 points. Kristen with 4 points. Jenny with 3 points. Robert with 3 points. Oh, both of them tied up with 3 points. Isis with 2 points and Jason with 1 point. Isis says she got 2 right. You got 2 right? No, you got 1 for sharing and then your name Isis. Those are the 2 you got. So 2 points at the end of the day. 7 style points. Did anyone get more style points? Craig, yep, I've got you for 6. I've got you for 6 actual points. Should it be 5 points? I appreciate you being honest with me if that is the case. I think maybe you got 5 right, but you got one of them first. Is that possible? Let's see. Nikki has her acceptance speech. Thank you. I thought you were about to La La Land me the award. Yeah, I was about to do it. Who was the host of the Miss America contest who got it wrong? Who got it and then was like, nope, wait, that's wrong. It's got only 4 actual points. Did you? Oh no, I lied. Yeah, let's see. Craig, was I wrong? Craig, I still have 6 points. 2, maybe 2. You have a share point and maybe a first point. So there you go. All right. That's it, everybody. So say goodbye to everyone. My name's Keith. I've got a podcast called Another Wasted Hour. Go do the things you do with podcasts. Go listen to it. Seriously, check it out. Like it. Go to the top. Follow this. Get your alerts on this thing. Do the things that you do when you want to hear when something goes live. Because we do this every night at 7 o'clock. And in between now and tomorrow, when you might be able to unseat Nikki as the goddess of trivia tonight, between then, you can go check out the podcast. It's got some trivia of its own. It's got some fun news. It's got local musicians, comedy. It's a lot of fun. It's free. There's about 140 episodes. You can get it anywhere that you can get podcasts: Apple Music, Google Play, or Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere else that you can get a podcast. You can probably get my podcast. Just go check it out. Do a search for Another Wasted Hour. It's on Facebook. You can listen to episodes there. You can even go to YouTube, any of those places. So yeah, that is about it. So don't forget, we're going to tally up all of these points at the end of the week. Somebody's going to win that t-shirt. Hopefully someone new. And, I don't think I forgot anything, did I? Probably not. All right, everyone. Finally, yes, one last thing. Don't forget, music by Dan Barry tonight. This was his album, Mess of Cables, playing behind us. You can go check that out. It's on Spotify. You can go buy it probably on Bandcamp or on iTunes. And you can also pass him a couple bucks if you can afford it. Venmo and PayPal. It's tough for musicians right now. So if you have the luxury of being able to throw them $1 or $2, please do that. And if you can't, we understand. Nobody will be mad at you. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, try and be here on time to get that first point. Until then, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. We're going to get through this, all right? But we're going to get through this together. You're going to keep me sane. I'm going to keep you sane. We're going to have fun every night, 7 o'clock, until they let us out of our houses. Until quarantine is over, we will be here. You will be here. So until then, have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.